All right, guys, how's it going out there? Rooster and 10, roostercb.com. Just going to do a demo of this 1.6 or 16 kWc. The amp on top of it's for sale too. It's a brand new CM-400, one driving four, 12879 driving four 2879s, I believe, on it. Has a variable, as you can see. But the amp below is a friend of mine's amp. He's trading it in. On a steel tube amp. He was only using this in a bass. It's never been put in a mobile or anything. 16 pill 2879C. And I would say when he talked on it, it was only really probably 30-minute increments at a time. Most of the time he just ran a 4 pill. And then he would kick this on if there was heavy traffic or if he wanted to talk a little bit of skip or something. I think he's had it about a year or so, but it's nice. Seal's never been broke on it. Never had a transistor put in it. It's never had a failure or anything like that. He really just kind of cruised it along on his bass. But I want to test it because it is going up for sale. Have priced it to a few people, but haven't got it listed on the website yet. Now, I will tell you this. The website price is going to be shipping and everything, unless you live in Alaska or Hawaii. Continental U.S., it's going to include shipping. So if you see the price, you're like, man, I wish I could get it for a little bit less. You can get it for less if you want to pay me through like Zelle, if you want to pay me with a money order, or as always, cash is king. You go to pay me with a credit card, PayPal, all that, then of course the price is going to be higher. On a lot of the smaller stuff, it really doesn't make much of a difference. It's like, well, it's only going to cost me $25 or $30 extra. Doesn't really matter. But when you're talking about an amp like this, it can save you a little bit of money. So we're going to price it right. It'll be fair. It's as good as new. You know, it is used, so we're not going to sell it for the new price, but we aren't going to, give it away either. So we'll test it out here. I'm going to test the one driving four first. I've just got my unit in over here to the side. We'll test on the bird meter here. That way you guys know kind of what kind of drive we're putting in it. 1,000 watt slug, bottom scale. Hello. About 400 average. Again, it's going through the 16, so if it was straight going to the meter, it may show a little more. PEP. Hello. Audio. 800 PEP. Maybe a little more, which is not going to hurt our 16. That's kind of what I recommend putting into it. Now, as far as the 16 itself, we're only running 15 volts, okay? Because our driver and our 16 is both running off the same power supply. We got an 800 amp power supply down here, but we only run at 15 volts. This thing can take a lot more than 15 volts. So if you see the output, you're like, man, I wish it would do a little bit more than that. You can run these C amps way over 15 volts. Okay, personally, I would stay at probably 16 or 16.5, no more. But there are people running these 2879Cs up to, they're running them up to 17 and a half, and getting kind of crazy with them. And you start seeing some really crazy output numbers. But if it was mine, 16 and a half would be plenty. And I'll tell you guys, I would be tempted to just buy this thing off of him myself. But the way my Suburban's set up, I need one that goes left to right more than I do front to back. This is kind of, longer front to back. And the way my shelf is in the Suburban, I need one that's more left to right. Kind of like the power supply I showed a couple of days ago. So, but I'd be tempted to get it myself because I've already got the driver in there that would work really good for this. Let's power it up here and see how it does. Now what I'm going to have to do first, I got to set my dead key. So we're just going to turn our mic gain down and go over here to the bird. And we're on the 5,000 watt slug, which is going to be the middle scale. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out on my radio, my dead key all the way down. I'm going to slowly turn it up until we get a decent dead key. So the 10 on the middle scale is going to be 1,000. We don't want to be keying that much, but we could if we wanted to. Okay, I've ran these 16s at 800 to 1,000 watts dead key, and they lay with it. Okay. A little bit over 500 watts there. Let's see how it does here. Like clockwork, almost 2,000 bird. Not bad at all. PEP. Hello. Audio. 4,000 PEP. All right, here's your clamp meter for those that care. Whoa, we got to zoom out of that a little bit. Lord have mercy. All right, clamp meter for those that care. Hello, audio. So what we're looking at, 220, 230 max right now. Now that being said, obviously we're not getting full power out of this thing. You go to cranking the volts up on this guy, it's going to go wild. 15 volts is kind of the minimum for the 2879C. You know, if you're running them less than that, they're going to do less power than a standard 2879 because they need the voltage. 15 volts is like the bare minimum. So we're kind of seeing it, you know, that's kind of loaf mode for this thing, really. 2K average, 4,000 PEP. Crank it up to about 15 and a half, 16 volts. You're going to see the PEP jump up tremendously. 1 volt is probably going to give you another 1,000 watts or so PEP. So she's doing what she should, though. Really happy with how this box is running. Think it'll make somebody a great one. Again, average power. Right at 2,000 watts, just a barely less. And then peak again. Check, audio, 1, 2, 3, audio, check, audio, 4,000 plus PEP, so maybe just a shade over 4K. But there she is, running good, and this is about what I would recommend to drive into it. You know, it's a 16, so 800 watts to 900 watts PEP. Would probably be about it. 400 bird, 400 average going in. And then how much do you want to dead key this overall at? I would stay somewhere between 500 and 800 watts if it was mine. They'll take some dead key though. They will. They actually seem to run better. You get the dead key too low on these amps and transistor amps in general. You guys can watch if you have like a reflect meter that's in line with the amp or whatever. You get the dead key too low on some of these amps, they'll produce a lot higher reflected power from a low dead key than they will when you run them at full output. So I do recommend on this running a 500 to 800 watt dead key. I think it'll run a lot better for you that way. The driver's for sale too. The driver is already on the website. I'll get this one listed on the website. And like I said, the best deal you're going to get on this is cash, picking it up in person. The better deal you're going to get on it is money order, Zelle pay, and I can still ship it. And, you know, worst case scenario, I will put it up for a fair price where you pay with PayPal, credit card, what have you. I'm not saying I don't accept that stuff, but I'm just saying to try to encourage people to pay a different way. It'll save me some fees and save you guys some money at the same time. Okay? So let me know what you guys think. Carl built 16kWc. Again, what do I think it will do? Maximum output if we're talking, okay, we're driving it to the max power. I think about 2,200 average to 2,400 average and about 5 kW or so PEP is going to do it. Now, that said, there are people out there running straight 4 pills, which would be a quarter of this amp, and they're seeing 700 watts average and 1,500 PEP out of it. That is like on the ragged edge, in my opinion. Safely, per each 4-pill section, I say about 600 watts average and about 1,250 PEP. Anything over that is getting into the red line type stuff. So really about 5 kW PEP, 2,200 to 2,400 average, 16 volts, rock and roll, let the mop flop. All right, guys, thanks. This one is for sale. Rooster in 10, roostercb.com. See you, bye.